Moving on, Turkey has reportedly sent military reinforcements in northern Syria near an area controlled by Kurdish militants. According to Turkish media, a convoy of military trucks, buses carrying tanks, heavy weapons and commandos has crossed the border into Syria. Reports say the military hardware and personnel will be stationed near Manbij, a city in the Aleppo province where Kurdish militants have a stronghold. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has vowed to launch a new offensive against US-backed Kurdish forces in Syria. Turkey considers the People's Protection Units, or YPG, as a terrorist offshoot of the Kurdistan Workers Party, PKK, militants that have been engaged in a bloody conflict with Turkey for more than 3 decades. And of course, as always, our correspondent Rahshan Saglam has been keeping a close watch on these developments for us to give us an update. Rahshan, joining us live from Istanbul. Thank you for your updates. What can you add to the information that we already have about the troops that have been deployed? Should we expect a war anytime soon?
Well, it's not going to be soon, apparently, because as we know, the withdrawal or the implementation of the withdrawal decision of US President Donald Trump is going to take 60 days from December 14, the day that Trump and Erdogan spoke about such a plan. So I don't think that this operation is going to happen before that withdrawal is completed, because President Erdogan had said that there's no need now for US troops to be inside Syria, as Turkey is going to fight any kind of militant groups at its borders from the SDF, of course, the Kurdish militants, as well as Daesh. So I think that this preparation is just to kind of work on the psychological perspective of the Kurdish militants now and Daesh. And I think that it is for the Turkish troops to be aware of everything that is happening at the borders and all the preparations and precautions that those militants are taking. So as far as the timing, I don't think that it will be soon. President Erdogan did mention that he is going to halt for a while the operation in northern Syria, but did not mention a timing. But as I told you, I don't expect it before the complete withdrawal of the US troops from northern Syria. Now, as you mentioned, the Turkish troops and army are being sent to Kilis, an area in southern Turkey and Hatay province in particular, that is adjacent to Syrian borders, and of course it is close to Manbij. Manbij is announced as a target for this operation, as well as the East Euphrates areas. And of course the defense minister in Turkey, Hulusi Akar, said that we are going to hunt the Kurds and we are going to destroy them in their trenches and tunnels. So Turkey is determined to end this operation for once and for all. And this is, I think, going to be the last operation, a cross-border operation for Turkey against the Kurds. And it is, as I mentioned, determined to end anything that has to do with the Kurdish militants at its borders. Now, also President Erdogan, when he mentioned that this operation is going to be halted, he said that we are not going to only be fighting the Kurdish forces, the PYD, YPG, and PKK. He also said that we promised President Donald Trump that we are going to fight ISIL. Of course, from Washington, D.C., we also got information today that President Trump was promised, actually, by Erdogan, that he is going to pursue the operations against Daesh and he is going to eliminate Daesh. We know that Daesh was kind of eliminated in the latest 2 years. However, there are still pockets over there and sleeping cells inside Syria for Daesh. There were 2 scenarios proposed by Donald Trump, Erdogan, and the Iraqi president about what's going to happen in northern Syria. The Iraqi president did mention that maybe the Peshmerga can fill in the gap of the US troops inside Syria, but this scenario was directly refused by the Turkish president, and now the other scenarios are being discussed. The second scenario would be for the Syrian official troops or Syrian Arab army to come and fill in this gap. However, I think that this option could also be refused by Turkish President Erdogan. And those are the information that we have till now. We are still expecting some official information from Turkish officials on when can we expect this operation. And let me just mention here that the Turkish troops are intensifying their presence at the borders more than the period when they were already preparing for this operation. So I think that they are now thinking of a bigger operation than the initial plan they had in mind.
Thank you very much for your very elaborate explanation of that situation. Of course, Rahshan Saglam, our correspondent in Istanbul, will be giving us more updates regarding that situation.